Alright, hey guys, I just wanted to go through some example problems for today's lesson. So this is scientific notation, nothing too difficult, but working with exponents and stuff is tough. So this is the work we're supposed to do today, so I'm going to do a few examples. So first one, write each number in scientific notation. So if we start with a large number, we're going to use positive exponents. If you're going to start with a small number, you're going to use negative exponents. So on number one, I'm doing a small number. So what I'm going to do is I start at the decimal and I bring it over 1, 2, 3, 4 places, right? I want to get behind the coefficient or the first whole number. So 7.3 times 10, and I'm starting with a small number, so I'm going to use a negative exponent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's negative 4. Alright, and then number 2, we're starting off with a large number, so it's going to be a positive exponent. So I'm going to take the decimal and move it 1, 2, 3. So it's 5.2 times 10 to the, moved it 1, 2, 3, positive 3. So that's how you do those. So then going backwards, if they start off with scientific notation and they want us to write this in standard, so I'm going to move the decimal 6 places to the right because it's positive, right? This is positive, so I know it should be a large number. So I'm going to take this 747 and I'm going to move it 6 places. Starts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just going to fill in the zeros and so what do we get? We got 7,470,000 whatever. So that's my answer. Alright, next, let's see. Next, example 4, what are we supposed to do? Oh, we're supposed to fix this. See, it's not totally correct because the decimal should be behind the first whole number. So I'm just going to move it. This is correct the coefficient first, then add or subtract the exponents. Alright, so again, this is a small number, so I'm going to get a negative exponent when I move it. So I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3 places. So that means I'm going to have a minus 3 up there. So 8.7. And then I just add those together. What's 11 minus 3? 8. And that's my answer. Any questions? No? Okay, great. So then my next one, so this was kind of new to me. I hadn't done this in a while, where you have to subtract scientific notation. So the main point here is you have to get the same exponent. So I could either change this to a 4, or I could change this to a 5. So if I want to add 1, I think I'm going to move this decimal once to the, I forget, see, this is where I get confused. So start with a large number. What should I do? I'm going to pause it for a minute. Alright, I got it now. Alright, so let's see. I want to add an exponent. So I'm going to move the decimal to the left. So I'm going to move that here. So I get 0.59 times 10 to the fifth minus 4 times 10 to the fifth. So then I just have to subtract these numbers, which I'm going to do. What is 0.59 minus 4? And I get negative 3.41 times 10 to the fifth. Something like that. So here the important rule is if you move decimal to the left, that equals a positive exponent. If you move decimal to the right, that equals a negative exponent. So let's see, I could have done, let's do or. Let's make this one a 4. So if I make this, if I want to make this to a 4, I want to subtract 1. So I'm going to move the decimal to the right once. So I'm going to get 40, right? So 4 times 10 to the fifth, and I want to make the exponent to a 4, so I want to subtract 1. So I'm going to move the decimal to the right one time. So that means I get 40 times 10 to the 4. And I'm going to say 5.9 minus times 10 to the 4. And this is minus, right? So now I could subtract, and I get 5.9 minus 40. I get negative 34.1 times 10 to the fourth. So then, this is not scientific notation, so I gotta move it once to the left. So remember, if I move the decimal to the left, that's a positive, so plus 1. So I get negative 3.41 times 10 to the fifth. So they're equal. Thank goodness that worked out. So yeah, so this moving decimal stuff is not super easy if you get it straight in your head. I think this is important to memorize or to write down at least. I'll put that on the notes. And then the last one, these are a little bit easier. So this adding and subtracting is kind of hard, but this this multiplication is pretty easy, because all you have to do here is multiply the coefficients first. So 6.78 times 3.7. Put that on my calculator. 6.78 times, I got 25.086. And then we're just going to add the exponents. So 10 to the negative 7 times 10 to the negative 6. And all we do is add those. So we get 10 to the negative 13. So I get total 25. Oops, let's see, raise this a little bit. 25.086 times 10 to the negative 13. And this is not in total scientific notation. So I'm going to move this once. And if you move decimal to the left, you add 1. So 2.5086 times 10 to the negative 12. I believe that's right. If you guys find any mistakes, let me know. But yeah, that's some examples to go through.